Sean Strickland shocks the MMA world and gets the win over Khamzat Chimaev in an intense war at UFC 328. Now the entire MMA community is reacting to the upset. Let's see how pros are reacting to the dominant performance of Sean Strickland.
Paulo Costa mocks Khamzat Chimaev after Sean Strickland lost. Paulo Costa was happy to see Khamzat Chimaev lose his middleweight title against Sean Strickland.
Let's go.
Look at that main event. How did you view the main event? What did you think of both men's performances, and how did you score the main event?
King Green, sorry. So I scored the main event. I had a 2-2 going into the last round. I thought Strickland won the last round.
Okay. Were you surprised that Khamzat stayed on the feet for so long portions of the fight?
No, what was interesting is, when I first started, the first two times I saw him fight on Fight Island, he used to talk about his stand-up in his team all the time. And I was saying, we haven't seen him stand up and really go toe-to-toe with somebody in a while. But I think, I think he had a rough weight cut. And
is that what you attribute? In the second round, right, he went for a couple of takedowns and looked like he just sort of collapsed on himself. Is that what you attribute that to, maybe the weight cut? And were you impressed with the fact he was able to get himself back into the fight after looking so gassed?
Listen, he's a tough guy. He's a fucking savage, so I would expect him not to roll over and quit.
Did Strickland really win? No way. Strickland won. How the did he lose? How the did he lose?
They robbed him! They brutally robbed him! It was 4-1! That's a brutal robbery! That's a brutal robbery. That's literally a brutal robbery. There's no way. He lost 4-1, bare minimum 3-2. That's legitimately a robbery. That's the biggest robbery I've ever seen. That's crazy. They robbed him. They legit robbed. That's a clear as day robbery. How did he lose 1-4-5? In what universe? I mean, that's man. That was a straight up rigged fight. I mean, that's ridiculous. I can't believe it, man. If you thought Strickland won 1-4 or 5, you're literally delusional. He didn't land anything all fight. He didn't land anything. That was a straight up robbery. He fought like a bitch. Chimaev clearly won. I mean, that's one of the worst robberies I've ever seen in my life.
Takes down the monster. Oh my goodness. He did it. He did it. Holy cow! He did it! Oh my goodness! Sean Strickland is your new middleweight champion of the world! Oh my lord!
I swear to God, UFC judges, if you ruin my life, we've got to give this to Sean Strickland. He's the clear winner of this fight. Yes! USA, baby! Yeah! They couldn't script it if they tried. About split decision. He won rounds 2, 3, and 5, baby.
Yes! Wow. Yes, I like Ben Strickland! Dude, I like Ben Strickland! You did? Yes!
Wow.
Dude, I like Ben Strickland!
That's crazy.
200 to 1,000.
Oh!
950, yeah!
What?
Yes, let's go, boys!
What?
Look at that, dude! I did it at the end of the fuck. What round was it, bro?
Will Khamzat Chimaev successfully defend his middleweight title against Sean Strickland in the main event of UFC 328? See who fighters are picking in the latest edition of MMA Pros Pick.
Sean's a real dude, okay? He's not going to bow down. He's not going to roll over. He's not going to allow Khamzat to just simply have his way. Sean's jiu-jitsu is really, really good. I'm beating about the bush. I think Khamzat wins. I do. I could be wrong. I think Khamzat wins. That's my gut feeling. But it's one of those fights. It's really interesting and really intriguing. And Sean Strickland, I think, is the last hope for the middleweight division. Because if Sean can't beat him, nobody can beat him.
He didn't use his grappling. He's a great grappler. Where if you get somebody crucifixion, you stand up Kimura, or you go key lock, or you go over to armbar, or you do reverse triangle. There's so many submissions that you can do when you get somebody in a vulnerable position. So he's got to make sure when he gets there, he's got to flip the mindset. Instead of ground and pound him, I can end this fight with just a submission. It should be a dominant performance, but if he doesn't manage that casting, and if he puts everything he has in that first and second round, third, fourth, fifth round is going to be miserable for Khamzat Chimaev. Now, with all that being said, for Khamzat Chimaev taking on Sean Strickland, I'm going to have to go with Khamzat Chimaev. I think Khamzat Chimaev has just shown more in his fighting style. Like, I mean, what he did to DDP, what he's been able to do to Kamaru Usman. He has a certain way that he goes about his fights, which is he goes out there and he takes everybody down.
You know, if you would have asked me before the Fluffy fight, I would have said there's no way. I think Sean's great, but you know, he's just going to be another victim for Khamzat. But after watching him fight Fluffy up close and personal, again, cage side, man, I think Sean could pull this off, man. I'm actually thinking if that Sean Strickland shows up, I think he pulls this off, man. I think he defends a couple shots. He will get taken down, but I think he gets back to his feet. And then if he can get his jab going, his jab and those teep kicks going, because what Sean does well naturally is already a good defense. The guy who fought Fluffy shows up, he beats Khamzat.
But Strickland just wants to do it. He's a blue-collar guy. He's a blue-collar guy, but I think that could be the difference in the fight. Sean Strickland is not easy to hold down, especially in the gym. I hear about it all the time from good people. Like, this guy is hard to hold down in the gym. He's usually bigger. You see him when he's walking around out of camp. He's walking around 225. He's a big guy. He's been around, and he's probably a black belt at getting up when someone takes him down. I know Extreme Couture, those guys are going to have him in good shape, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to compete with Khamzat. I would love to see Strickland win. I'm a huge fan of these guys. These guys are both monsters, and I'm not going to be mad if either wins, but if I had to bet money right now, I think Khamzat gets it done. I think he's going to have a tough time submitting Strickland. but it's going to be a lot of Khamzat taking him down, Strickland against the fence, getting up. It's going to be a lot of that.
This is Brady Fink, my longtime jiu-jitsu coach, third Dan degree black belt. Trained Sean Strickland, trained a lot of the guys in Southern California. Just real quick, lower your head here, Brady Fink. Who do you think wins between Sean Strickland and Khamzat Chimaev?
I think Sean takes it in the 5th TKO.
Really?
Yeah, easy enough.
You know,
4th or the 5th.
Do you think 4th or 5th?
Yeah, it's a tough fight, but
okay.
Just like everything you said, if he can bring it to the 4th or the 5th, that's where Sean's going to.
Okay.
Shot, you got something coming for you, boy. You can hide in the Chechen mountains, do whatever you're doing with the weird sheep over there and stuff, but you got another thing coming for you when I see you on these RF mats.
Does he beat Sean Strickland?
I think he beats Sean, yeah. I think that Sean's, at the end of his career looking for one last paycheck, so I think he takes him down and makes it look pretty easy.
I couldn't even imagine Sean on his back in that Dricus Duplessis situation. His takedown defense is so good. But let's say he's on the ground there. You're anticipating Khamzat will probably try to get into that dominant position to stay on top, right? Like, he's not really the kind of guy that's going for a submission straight away. He's looking to wear you out and just kind of stay on top, especially early in the fight.
He's very good at his routes, and we call them pit stops. Like he's gonna stay in half guard until that position expires itself. He's not gonna rush from position to position to try to. He's not gonna gain points. This is in a jiu-jitsu match. It's like, oh, if I'm in side control, I get 2 points. If I'm here, I get 4. If I take this, it's not like that. So For him, it's more about advantageous positions for ground and pound, and then forcing you to your next position. And then he knows prior what your options are. So it's like, hey, if I have him in this split and pin, I know he could only go belly down, so I'm going to be ahead of his next route. So he's very systematic with his grappling, and I think that's the kind of the puzzle piece that we have to solve is how do you make him restart that process over and over again.
Who do you think is going to win out of Sean Strickland and Khamzat?
Strickland and Khamzat, that's a good fight. I was in with Fluffy. Strickland can change styles of fights. We know Fluffy he's a grinder, he likes to put pressure on guys, but Strickland managed to kind of slow him down in what he wanted to do. So if you can do that against Khamzat, and the Khamzat style is very, it expresses a lot of energy. So if you can do that against Khamzat, you never know what could happen towards the end. But if I was betting on the fight, I would go with Khamzat.
What was that experience like when you've trained with him in the past?
Well, it's a good teammate. We've been in the same gym for years now. So it's just like a teammate. I've been around for before many of his fights. Even though this one is like way different, I think it's a very tough fight. But he has the right partner with, and then he's doing the good job for it. Yeah. To put emphasize on that wrestling and this, even though he's been doing it pretty good.
Did you do any training with him leading up to this fight against Khamzat?
Not much. We shared some rounds, but not a lot.
Another hard one. I'm gonna go Strickland. I know I'm probably in the minority with that one, but I think this is almost like the opposite of Brady versus Utley. I think because Strickland's wrestling is so good, because I've wrestled with him once. He came out here to Denver 2 years ago, randomly. He just popped up at the gym, and we were doing wall grappling drills. He's very strong, and he's got positional strength. He knows how to get his shoulders in the right angle and start to shimmy and get off.
It's hard too, because I do guys, strong guys. But I think I would put Strickland. Strickland is have a lot of good defense for the takedowns. And the Strickland have more stamina. There was be a puncher.
He has some pretty underrated jiu-jitsu, but at the same time, man, he's going against a monster like Khamzat, man. That's going to be a really good fight. I do think Khamzat takes the win, though.
Я думаю, мне кажется, он защитится. I believe still he will defend his title, Chimaev, in that fight. Although Strickland is very durable and tough opponent.
I'm gonna go with Ozma. The way how he dismantled DDP, I was like, yo, I don't see why he couldn't do that against anybody in the division. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with Chimaev.
Well, he lost to Duplessis, who isn't as good at wrestling as Chimaev. But they've trained together, and I think that helps when you've trained with somebody, so you really have felt them. Obviously, we know Chimaev's a wrestler. We know he's gonna wrestle somewhere in that first 12 seconds of the first round. So, but once you've felt somebody before, I think it either gives you confidence, or you're just yo, I can never ever beat that guy. But Sean just seems like the type of dude who, he's gonna show up and fight, make it as nasty as he can. Or
in the first couple of rounds, Khamzat's gonna be very dominant, and Sean can wrestle. This is what people don't understand. Every time I see Sean, every time I go over to Vegas, he's wrestling. He's working on his wrestling. He's working on his get-ups.
He likes it.
He goofs off about it, but he's legit, man. He wrestles so much, and he looks very, very good when he does wrestle. And you saw with Anthony Hernandez, he didn't have much for Sean, and I don't think it's going to be like that, the fight. I think Sean is going to get taken down, and I think he's going to get pressured quite a bit. But I think Sean has the ability to keep getting up, and then round 3, round 4, round 5, that's where things will be interesting. So I think the first 2 rounds will be for Khamzat, but then after that, I think it'll be really fun to watch after that.
You referenced Sean Strickland, obviously big opportunity against Chimaev coming up here pretty soon. What do you make of that fight? Obviously styles make fights. It's going to be, I think, a different fight than what we saw against Chimaev and Dricus du Plessis. How do you see that fight unfolding?
Nah, I don't know. I didn't really think too much about it, but I'm happy that Sean Strickland's getting the opportunity. I'm Team USA still. And yeah, I hope he wins. I think he's got a good opportunity. I think he's got good takedown defense. I think he's got good get-ups. I think he's got a real opportunity to win. So best of luck to Sean Strickland, and I hope he wins.
A nutritionist, Mateo Capodaglio, he is, you know, he stays with me when he needs to, and he's working extra hours over there helping Khamzat prepare for the fight. So every now and then we'll talk about it. Looks like the preparations have been going extremely well for Khamzat, and I see some of the videos online from Santos Studio and these people that are posting. So I'm very excited to see this fight. I personally don't see anybody beating Khamzat just because of the way he just dominates, and if he needs to resort to just wrestling, he does that, and if he feels like he can strike, you know, he'll be comfortable striking as well. So I'm excited to see it. Really is one of those up in the air what's going to happen. I don't know. With their training, they're claiming, both Sean is claiming that he used to beat Khamzat's ass. Khamzat's laughing at all of that and saying, yeah, that's not what happened.